Hi there, I'm Ashley Felsen, and I'm a behavior resource teacher.
Good morning. I'm Regina Reyes, and I'm also a behavior resource teacher.
And today we're going to talk about how to help teach your children to self advocate. So give us a moment to share our screen with you. All right, so teaching self advocacy.
The goals of this lesson are to understand what it means to advocate for yourself and to discuss benefits of teaching your child self advocacy skills.
So, what is self advocacy? Self advocacy is understanding your strengths and weaknesses, knowing what it is you need to succeed, and being able to communicate or tell others what you need. And that's a really important skill that your children need to have, especially as they get older.
The benefits of self advocacy. There are many benefits when your child can advocate for themselves. Number one, they can develop independence. Number two, they can build self confidence in their ability to learn in school and out of school. Number three, they can create a sense of ownership over their learning. And number four, they can help find solutions to challenges they may face in everyday life.
So, self advocacy is a learned skill. We need to teach our kids the skills needed, to speak up for themselves. So it's not something that they automatically have. They have to be taught how to do this. And this is something you can start working on early with your child and continue over time, and they get better and better at it as they get older.
Ways to foster self-advocacy in your child. These five points that I'm going to discuss, we will be getting into much deeper in the next couple of slides. Number one, develop problem-solving skills. Number two, develop self-awareness of feelings. Number three, nurture independence. Number four, teaching your child how to speak up and the importance of speaking up. And number five, attending school meetings.
So, the first one Regina mentioned that we're going to discuss is developing problem solving skills. So, you need to give their children ownership of their problems. They need to understand there's an issue and that they need to work through it. Don't always jump in and try to solve the problem for them. Give your child a chance to try and resolve the issue independently. I know that's hard as a parent or teacher, but we need to give them a chance to try and work through it. Then, if they're still struggling and having a difficult time, then you can offer assistance and help guide them through the problem. But we never want to do it for them.
Developing self-awareness of feelings. In order to advocate for themselves, children need to understand their emotions and they need strategies to express their emotions. Sometimes they are not aware of what's happening, and we need to be able to work with them through their emotions and teach them how to express those emotions in a more appropriate way. So avoid telling your child how they feel or how you think they feel or how they should feel. Your child needs to be able to feel how they truly feel.
Nurture independence. So you need to create opportunities for your child to be independent and practice advocating for themselves. So one great example is having them order for themselves in a restaurant. And that's one great way to nurture independence. And these are things you can do throughout the day and different settings.
Teaching your child how to speak up. When you help your child learn to speak up for themselves, you give them the opportunity to be independent. Just like Ashley mentioned about ordering in a restaurant, that is such an important skill and very easy skill for your child to learn. Even if they just order one thing as they're going through this process, it's giving them the opportunity to use their voice and speak up. But remember, this doesn't mean that they do it all alone. We have to be there to support them through this. And always remember, we let them take the lead, but we're there to help.
So the value of speaking up. Sometimes we're afraid to speak up and advocate for ourselves because we don't know what we don't want to be a bother, and we're concerned how others are going to respond. And that's true with adults too. Speaking up won't always solve the problem, but it's good to show children the value of being brave by speaking up. And that's something as adults we learn too. Even if it doesn't solve the problem, we feel better about ourselves because we said what it is we need to say. Talk to your child about situations in which they need to speak up for themselves. Maybe they don't understand a concept at school and they need to speak up and ask their teacher for assistance. Maybe they received an incorrect grade and they need to talk to their teacher about it. But those are great ways, and they need to practice, and they need to be able to do that.
School meetings. Let your child have a say about decisions in school. If they have an IEP, encourage them to attend their yearly meetings. And an IEP means individual educational plan. And some of our students with disabilities, or should I say all of our students with disabilities that have an IEP, have yearly meetings. Okay, so it's really super important for your child to attend because it provides them the opportunity to learn and practice life skills and practice setting goals for their next year of school.
So another technique we want to share with you that you can share with your children is called the SHARE technique. And the mnemonic that SHARE stands for, so the S is to sit up straight, H is have a pleasant tone of voice, A, activate your thinking, so get ready with whatever it is that you're going to say, R, relax, this way you're calm when you speak, and E, engage in eye communication and use eye contact. So this is a great technique that your kids can use when they're starting to advocate for themselves.
So the next two slides, we're going to have some practice scenarios that you can do with your children. Scenario number one, you lent your friend a game, and when he gave it back, it was missing some pieces. What will you do? At this point at home, you could speak with your child, but I'm going to go straight to some of the answers that we came up with. It's important for your child to speak up for themselves. If they notice that a piece is missing from their game, they should say something to their friend. If the friend should say, all the pieces were there when I returned it, you might need to continue talking with him about it. And then at that point, your child might have to reach out to you for some help to see if they could help you speak with the mom and dad of this other child because, you know, they're upset that their game is missing pieces. And there's another scenario.
So another scenario you can use with your children might be your teacher keeps asking you in front of the entire class if you understood the math lesson. So this is a scenario you can give to your child and then talk with them. So some things that you guys might want to discuss are having a talk with your teacher about how you would appreciate her concern, but you'd prefer if she spoke to you quietly or maybe independently or alone because maybe it's embarrassing. So that's something you can discuss with your child about how could you go about talking to your teacher about that. And then have a talk and tell her that you'll go to your teacher when you have a concern. So these are just some solutions, and maybe your child will come up with some other great solutions, but this might be a great scenario you can practice and discuss with your child.
So in conclusion, we hope that you will gain from this that teaching advocacy is an important skill for all children to know. These skills can help your child deal with current challenges and with the ones that will come up in the future.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you need some extra help, please make sure to reach out to your child's teacher first if you need help or assistance with behavior, and then they'll reach out to our team and we'll get back with you.
Thank you so much.